If you are experiencing any delays in the playback of any of the content within your learning, it might be a good idea to also just check your internet bandwidth, so the speed at which you're downloading data, because that is usually the cause of any disruptions to any playback. And the way you can do that from your plan page, and this is the plan page now where the content's displayed, even though it's in a shrunken window, just go to the top left where there's a menu. You click and open that and expand that. Amongst those options, you go to the wheel, which is the settings wheel. And if you click and open the settings wheel, you'll see an option there for diagnostics. And if you click on diagnostics, you'll see over on the right there's a bandwidth test, and it says begin test. So just select that, let it run. It'll perform a bandwidth test, and it'll give you some feedback and tell you whether you're operating within a good bandwidth to enable the program to play back well. And generally you're looking for more than 2 megabytes a second would be ideal. So here it's saying everything looks good, continue with your learning. If it was a level that was too low or too slow, it would tell you that you're not really in an optimal environment to enable that content to play back. And if that's the case, the recommendation from us would be either to choose a different location to conduct the learning from, if there's an issue with bandwidth at the location you're in, and that can be because there's a lot of people sharing the same internet space. Or alternately, it might be that it's a particularly busy time when you're trying to access it, and if that's the case, and it's a typical thing with anything to do with the internet, that sometimes if you go during a high traffic period, particularly if you're in a location that's also draining a lot from the local pool of that data, that you can find there can be some disruption. So when that does happen, it's move location, different connection, or different timing to enable that to give you the right environment. And if you do experience that, it's also a good idea to go into the settings of your browser and also then, in terms of history, do a clear history. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. If you do experience any other issues or difficulties at any point with the program, you can always, and you need our support, you can always exit, and you'll find that on the login screen there are some help files. Each of those you can select, and they'll give you some more guidance if there's something there that might be helpful that relates to an issue you might experience. And further to that, if you look down further, you'll see there's a link to an email address. If you hit that learnersupport@passmoreduff.com, that'll launch your email, and you can then send us any details through of anything you may be experiencing, and we can help you out with that. If there is something you do experience and you're able to take a screenshot and attach that in your email, that can help us just identify what you might be experiencing and perhaps more easily resolve it for you as well. All right, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the program.